Hey fellow Vault Dwellers, it's Angry Turtle, and today we are talking about the new legendary effect, Reflex, that gives you 2% evade chance and how that synergizes with our existing evade effects and deflecting effects like Ricochet and Luck, how it all goes together and is it worth it? Reflex on your armor. Is it worth it to put it there? That's for regular armor, as evade effects do not work in power armor, so that's the way for regular armor users to evade damage and get tanky. When we open the stat page, you may be a little bit worried, as when you go under effects, you can see Reflex, 2% evade chance. And I do have a full set, all 5 pieces of armor with evade. So 2%, it's not the total I supposed to have. I supposed to have 10%. Luckily, that's just a display issue. I did test on enemies and it is 10% total. So they do add up, they do stack together. No problem with that. Total evasion that you can achieve is 70%, but I'm not using that 70%. The reason for it requires moving targets. So this extra 15% I can only get when sprinting. I decided not to go with it. I have more value out of Born Survival that takes care of stimpaks for me. This is a prototype build that I'm just testing, but important part is defensive perks like Ironclad, Life Giver, Fireproof, Bullet Shield. It's a synergy here. The Bullet Shield, Deflect effects from Ricochet, does work with evasion from Serendipity, the evasive itself, and the dodgy. Now let me demonstrate how it works, and then I will explain in details those interactions between those effects. So my total evade chance, or I should probably show you, the total evade chance, armor itself is 10% total, even though it's showing 2. Evasive, 10%, so that's 20. On top of that, dodgy for 5%, that's 25. And then Serendipity for 30%. Total is 55%. On top of that, Ricochet, together with Bullet Shield, I have additional 60% chance for deflection. So 55% evade, 60% deflection. Let's attract some enemies, so we'll be able to see how it goes. Let's attract them a little bit in here. Come on, super mutants. So now, how does it work? So you can see, when they hit me, I'm losing some of the action points, as dodgy requires action points for the evasive effects to run. But they regenerate very quickly, thanks to the company T in my case. When only Ricochet triggers, I'm taking some damage. So how it works, when deflection effect triggers, the damage from the bullet is reduced by 50%. When evasion triggers, the damage is completely negated and does 0. Now, what about interaction? What if I will roll positive on deflection and positive on evasion? Can both trigger? The answer is yes. You will avoid all the damage and the bullet will be deflected on your enemy, doing damage to it. So both can trigger. They roll separately and both can trigger. And normally I would die trying to tank it like that, but with all those defensive effects, I can tank it. And from time to time, I'm bloodied as well. Just Born Survival will trigger to heal me up. So that's a very powerful way to get yourself into a very tanky state as a bloodied build. So I would say this new legendary effect is quite impactful. And if you wonder, how does it work if I would run armor without evade? In practice, it's like 20% more damage. I would be taking about 20% more damage per minute than I'm taking with this armor. If that would be anything else, then evade on my armor. So that's significant, I would say. 20% less damage taken, thanks to a 3-star. That's quite impactful. That's similar to what Sentinel gives you, but in case of this effect, I can be moving normally, and it always works, so I don't need to be stationary to get this 20% reduction. All I need is enough action points for it to trigger, so I do need to have action points. And I do need to fire my heavy gun in order to activate bullet shield. Any heavy gun need to be fired for the bullet shield. They mostly just shot themselves. I help a little bit in here. There is one more super mutant somewhere in there, and not anymore. So this is it. Both effects, perfect synergy. If you want to try it, if you will be lucky to unlock this new evade effect, it works quite perfectly. If you are a ghoul, you can do it too, but you will not be low health. In case of a ghoul, you will not be able to use serendipity really. This ghoul wants to go full health and 2 health bars. There is a perk card for ghouls. When glow is high, you can get 20% evade, which is not as powerful as serendipity is. So serendipity is superior, as with high luck. With high luck, I'm getting 30% chance. And my luck, my special luck is 45. That's the required luck to get 30% chance. Although you don't need to go so high, if you will be like 40 or 35, you will have 29% chance of evasion. So almost the same thing. 1 percentage point you are getting if you hit 45. That's why my armor has luck on the 2nd star when it's already unyielding. So I'm getting a lot. I'm getting a lot of value out of it. And that being said, let me know what you think. Is that something you want to try? Do you want a build base of evading damage? Or just straight up tank? You do need a decent resistances to be bloodied anyway. Like you can see I have decent resistance, as from time to time they will hit you and you'll need to tank it to survive. You cannot achieve 100% evasion. That's just not possible. And that being said, thank you a lot for watching, and see you all in the next one.